probably heard or even felt that change is hard. But what if it could be easy? I've found two different methods to help myself find clarity and confidence in my decisions so that I could actually take action towards the change I actually want in my life. I'm Susan Elaine, and if you're facing decisions around perhaps moving forward or ending a relationship or switching jobs or careers, it can feel scary to trust your own decisions. I've made choices too fast or surveying everyone else and get their opinion on my decisions, but not trusting my own wisdom or how I'm designed to make decisions. And those choices have often left me second guessing or feeling regret. So I want to share these two ways to help you make clear, confident decisions and actually implement the change that you want in your life. The first thing that's helped me is knowing my human design authority. Human design helps you understand your natural strengths and challenges and helps guide you towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. You can look up your own human design chart at myhumandesign.com. That's my favorite. And you'll see close to the top right there, my authority. Authority in human design is how you are designed to make decisions in your life. So once you know your human design authority, you'll see from the chart that there are 7 types. There are 5 inner authorities, which means you are connecting to your body to make these decisions. And there are 2 outer authorities, which means you're connecting to your environment or a process to help you make those decisions and find that clarity. This is not a perfect process that's going to work for you every time. This is an experiment. So I encourage you to try and see how it feels. So starting with the inner authorities, emotional authorities ride the wave of emotion to find peace about a decision. That means they will feel very strong yes, a very strong no, and they may wishy-wash through those two until they find that peace. I'm an emotional authority. And when I found that out, I was really upset because emotional authorities need to sleep on things. They may need to take days or weeks even to come to a decision, depending on how big that decision is. I was like, then how am I going to decide what to have for breakfast? The truth is, most emotional authorities have their sacral defined, so they can lend on that sacral energy to make those quicker in the moment decisions. Emotional authority is really talking about those bigger decisions in your life, not necessarily those smaller everyday in the moment decisions, because emotional authorities need time. Sacral authorities, the next type, in contrast to emotional authorities, do not need time. You know in the moment and you feel it in your gut. You will feel a uh-huh or a uh-uh in your gut. So it's really important for you to quiet the noise of perhaps your thoughts or those around you, center yourself, breathe, and feel that in your gut. Oftentimes, other practitioners will encourage sacral authorities for people to ask sacral authorities yes and no questions because that helps them gain clarity. And that can be a fun practice to experiment with, but you will know the right path by listening to your gut. And perhaps you can remember some situations when you ignored your gut and other situations when you paid attention to your gut and how those played out. Splenic authorities are really connecting to that intuition, and they know. I have worked with some splenic authorities. They are more rare than sacral or emotional authorities, and they instinctively know. They don't connect to their gut necessarily, they just know in their body. We all have intuition, whether you have a defined spleen chakra or not, whether you are a splenic authority or not, you all have that connection to your intuition. But in human design, if you are designed with splenic authority, you definitely have a deep connection to that intuition. Egoic authorities are encouraged to connect to those core desires. And from that heart space of those core desires, you will have clarity into what your decision is. Again, it's more instant in the sacral, splenic, egoic, and self-projected than it is in emotional. Emotional authorities, again, need time. Self-projected is connected to the G center, which is in that central place. And that, again, is connecting to what you need to express as who you are. And from that perspective, so it's like putting on those lenses, that perspective, your decision will become very clear by what you need to express. Mental authority, my middle son actually has this authority. And for him to come and find clarity about a decision, he actually has to talk it out. And sometimes his siblings will complain that he's talking too much, but that is how he can process and make decisions. He doesn't actually even have to talk to another person. It's not about getting their opinion. It's about saying the words and processing the thoughts out loud that helps bring clarity to the decision. And finally, lunar authority, which only applies to the reflector energy type. That means none of the chakras are filled in. Lunar authorities are connected to their environment as well as the lunar cycle. So they are waiting for that lunar cycle for clarity. And again, both emotional and lunar need time. They need a day, a month, a week to sleep on it and make decisions. The second way that I gain confidence and clarity in my decisions is connecting to my own inner wisdom. Everyone has this intuition, that deeper part of themselves that knows what's best for them, what's in their highest good. It could be the most healed version of yourself. It could be your high self, your inner voice, your inner knowing, whatever you call it. It doesn't really matter, but we all have this ability to connect. And how do you connect to that part of yourself? Well, first, you need to slow down, get rid of the distractions, and start to get out of our alpha and beta brain waves down into that delta, theta, and perhaps gamma brain waves, where we're actually connected to that true part of ourselves. It is closing our eyes. It is centering on a place in our body, concentrating on the breath, allowing all those thoughts, those nervous energy to calm, because you're turning your attention away from that nervous energy into that inner true part of yourself. What does it feel like when you connect to that part of yourself? It feels calm and peaceful. You may still have some nervousness around the edges, but you can gain clarity when you learn how to communicate with this part of yourself. Everyone is different. Some people will hear words, other people will see pictures, other people will have feelings in their body. Because you are unique, you may have one of these or a combination of these. So I encourage you to slow down, do some deep breathing, connecting to that part of yourself. And from that place, you can meditate or allow solutions to your questions, your problems. Like, how do I do this change? That can actually bubble up from within you. It does take time, one, to connect, and two, to actually trust the guidance. I'm Susan Elaine, here to remind you to remember who you truly are, connect to that true part of yourself, and choose the life that you want to live.